Somos tu mundo, somos teu mundo. We are your world. Radio TV con Rosario Sueida, transmitiendo desde Boston, Massachusetts. Entrevistas, reportajes, información, temas de actualidad y mucha música. Somos tu mundo, somos teu mundo. We are your world.
Bueno, estamos de regreso en un segmento más de Somos tu Mundo. Está con nosotros Chris Hills, que es una persona que es un locutor de radio en una estación local en 90.7 WKKL, y el día de hoy él va a hablar de su programa que se está transmitiendo actualmente en esta comunidad. We are welcoming Chris Hill. He's a DJ from a radio station, a local radio station, 90.7 WKKL. Welcome.
Thank you.
He's here to talk about your show.
Yes, well, thank you for having me.
No, welcome here.
We appreciate that.
No, thank you. Chris, can you talk a little bit about your show?
Absolutely. I appreciate you calling me into our show is a program of recovery from alcohol and drugs. As everybody is well aware, there's a opioid epidemic, but there's been an epidemic for a long time. And as much as there is a community of drug addicts and people that are active in their use, there's a big community of people that are getting clean and sober. And I through my radio show, I have a lot of help, a lot of people that help us. We're just trying to spread the message that there is a big community out there, and if you're having trouble, we're just trying to put out some information that allows people to get in contact with the right types of people that can help them overcome their addictions and be the people they're supposed to be.
What is the message that you want to bring across to the community?
Well, what I do is I have a variety of guests, mostly people in recovery that tell their stories, what it was like, how it became an addiction, that moment where, they had to make a decision in life, to either, get clean and sober or die in misery. And then they tell about that moment and then how they get better and what it's like now and what it's worth. And it seems to be a good message. We hope people who tune in can identify with the story, be inspired or motivated to call, but understand too that if they're to walk through this path, it helps when somebody else tells a story and you can see what's on the other side. So many people are afraid to make that move, to raise your hand and say, I'm an addict and I need help. And people are dying out there, And there's just a great community of recovery in so many different ways. What we're trying to do on our station is just to tell, spread, let people know where to go, how it works, any type of variety of that can get people the help they need.
How do you gather all this information to pass it to the...
Well, the information, I am a grateful recovering alcoholic addict. I'm involved in some 12-step programs, the fellowship. Also, there's a lot of information now coming out as the federal government, the state government are coming out with lots and lots of information. They are funding a lot of different places to get help. But when you're an addict or you're an alcoholic and you need help, it's very difficult sometimes to walk into a place or call somebody, say your name, go somewhere, kind of out yourself, so to speak. And what we try and do is get people on the air who have done that, get the information they need, and tell people, you know what, it's better to do this, okay, and then join the community of recovery than it is just to stay out there and be miserable.
Or die.
Yeah, or that's the big one.
Yes, the big one. Well, this is a lot of drug addiction, not only in our community, in all the United States and all the world. It's a crisis, like you just mentioned.
It is. And I think part of the crisis is people not knowing, what recovery is about. It's socialization, it's fellowship, it's friendship, it's two alcoholics or addicts or or people in addiction and in recovering, you know, kind of like a buddy system, you know, and they help each other. And, you know, you call your friend and you go, I'm having trouble, I'll be right over, or talk to him on the phone, or, you know, I'm thinking, let's do it together. When you're alone, your mind can play tricks on you and say it's okay to get high today.
Correct.
You know, when you're doing it with a friend, your friend says, no, don't do it. And then you say, I won't if you won't, you know, and then you go together. But you get involved with the community of recovery. You get some time under your belt, and then, you know, you can bring other people into the recovery, you know, community of recovery. And that's what we're just trying to say, that, you know, you don't have to do this alone. You know, the radio seems to work because there's a degree of anonymity, people calling in, people telling their stories. You know, they're not going to work the next day and people go, I saw you on TV last night. Didn't know that about you, you know. So, you know, we keep a certain amount of anonymity. When people call, you know, we're not giving them advice or trying to counsel them, but what we're doing is we're giving them the numbers, you know, of the professionals and things of that sort. But, you know, when you hear somebody's story that's walked through, and we've had some compelling stories, and that helps people go, you know, I was like that, or I did that, or if she can do it, I can do it, or if he did this, or, you know, so we've got a couple of great shows coming up. We're every Sunday night on WKKL, which is a small radio station at the Cape Cod Community College, but there is an app called TuneIn. So if you're outside of
Massachusetts or Cape Cod.
Massachusetts, Cape Cod, anywhere with this app you can go through, because we do have a small signal. We just started it a few weeks ago. We got a Facebook page, which is Recovery Radio WKKL. That's starting to get a lot of likes. So, you know, we're happy in the way we're moving the show forward, and it's a big positive. Like I said, I think it's just the one piece that's maybe missing to combine all the information that's out there. And that's to let people know how to go about it, how to do it. And this is what other people did who are in the same position as you. And this is what it's like now. Like, we do a lot of fun stuff in recovery. And we don't wake up with hangovers, and a lot of it's free, so it's an automatic pay raise when you put down the, you know, the booze and the junk. So there's a great, great life for people who can put it down and join us, you know, and that's what we want.
I'm glad. Again, can you give a message to the people who are watching our show?
Well, the biggest message I'd really like to give people is just to know you're not alone. You know, reach out, ask for help. We don't know who's sick unless you tell us. You know, tune into the show, see if you can identify with anybody, and if you can do that, you know, we'll give you the numbers if you want to call our show. You know, for the different fellowships or detoxes or even suicide preventions and things of that sort. So, you know, the message is hope. You know, you don't have to live like you're living right now if you're in the prison of addiction. The message is there is hope out there, and there's a great community out there of people who are having lots of fun and not having to get, you know, high and loaded every day. So join us.
Of course, join us. 90.7 WKKL, West Barnstable, every
Sunday night, 6 to 7. And
Eastern time.
Eastern time, and there's the TuneIn app too, so we can stream it for you.
They can look for 90.7 WKKL.
Thank you, Rosario.
No, thank you for being here in the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it.